So this is a really exciting partnership for the district's farm program. The grazing initiative is a unique way for us to, continue to support producers, a unique producer, as well as achieve our conservation goals.
Really, it kind of starts with the prairie, and the prairie evolved with some kind of grazer. And the native grazers here in northern Illinois, or actually all of Illinois, the Midwest, were bison and elk. So when we had the opportunity to have bison out here, we really took advantage of it.
Historically, bison played a keystone role in the ecology of tallgrass prairies, and they are a valuable management tool for managing this ecosystem. Their grazing and wallowing behaviors create a mosaic of microhabitat for many other species, grassland birds, insects, small mammals. So this is going to be a really a great way to utilize bison to manage the prairie.
Yeah, it has been a long process. So when we knew we wanted to have some kind of grazing, so we started off with RFP, which would allow us to actually look at cattle or bison. And then through the Liberty Prairie Foundation, they had some contact. So all of a sudden we heard, oh, there could be somebody with bison that was interested in coming here. So we extended the RFP to them. They came in and had a proposal. We did have a cattle proposal. And our board actually selected unanimously the bison proposal. So we're really excited about that.
Once it was all approved, I hit the ground out here because our part of it was to get rid of the old fence, clean up the barns, clean up everything, and then they would come in and build their new fence. So we had every tool in our toolbox out here getting ready for the bison. So that part was great. The teamwork, fellow ecologists, everybody, volunteers were out here today, and they cleared a ton of fence. That was a big problem. There was just a ton of old fence that had to come down.
So the herd size right now it's small, so it's 60 animals, and it'll be that way for probably half a year. And they're going to be on 30 acres, so we have kind of a wooded savanna situation, and we'll have an existing or an old hay field, and they'll be able to graze that and some old pasture land.
So to the south we have another 90 acres that right now is in corn. And I actually just last week started seeding it down in the tallgrass prairie. A really nice 30 pounds per acre mix. It's going to be a beautiful prairie when it's done.
As the bison are able to expand into the restored acres and the other pastures, the herd will also be able to grow. Ruhter Bison anticipates having a herd size of about 40. And we're going to be monitoring the effects of the bison on the grassland ecosystem. We'll be conducting surveys to monitor vegetation, grassland bird populations, as well as insect diversity. So we'll really be able to assess the impacts of having bison here on the landscape, which is really exciting.
So what's interesting is we have another 200 acre, or almost 200 acre pasture with cattle. And so we're going to have some studies, and we're going to look at, kind of compare what's going on in the cattle pasture and also in the bison pasture.
They prefer grass over forbs.
So when you have bison actually grazing big boo stem, Indian grass, switchgrass, some of these taller grasses, they're gonna select for that and lower them and leave some of the forbs. So the grass will be suppressed, the forbs will come up, we'll have trampling, we'll have disturbance, and that is all going to allow for a more diverse prairie. So what we've seen in some of our restorations where you don't have grazing, you see the tall grasses dominate. And if your only tool is fire, then that has selects for certain things too. So this will kind of disrupt what's been going on in prairie restoration the last 100 years without bison. So we're really looking forward to seeing the results. The herd here is going to be younger animals, so we're not going to have breeding going on here. So we have no mature bulls or more mature cows. So those will be brought in as calves and younger animals. They're going to be allowed to grow here, and then they'll be removed. And that kind of goes into our safety part and the security part. Is the older animals, especially the older bulls, are much harder to work, pose more danger. So we've eliminated that threat. But then also the outside of the fence is all signed. It's electric. That'll keep the animals in. Hopefully we keep people out, because we don't want people in here to harass the animals. That would be against everything we're trying to do here.
We met with the neighbors of the site to be transparent about what's going on here. We've developed an incident response plan in partnership with Ruhter Bison and the district police to be able to prepare for any worst case scenarios and understand bison behavior. So for now, the site is closed to the public. But I know people are really excited to see the bison.
And what we don't want to do is overstress them, and we can't have public, here quite yet. But that will happen in time.
We're also working with the planning department, exploring our options for how to further develop the site to enhance viewing opportunities for the public in the future as well.
So yeah, we hope the public is very patient with us. The bison will be here. We have a 15-year lease, and that's just phase one. We really hope to develop a great public access point where people can come in and see them, and they can be safe. The bison can be safe in here. So that's what we're looking forward to.
They're made for this land. They're not, they're made for Illinois. They're, the prairie state. This is, national mammal. So it's very cool being a public agency that we have that on one of our properties. We're looking forward to years and years of success.